What if I told you the entire financial system is designed not to make you rich, but to keep you running in circles? You wake up, go to work, get paid, and spend. It feels normal, but somewhere, beyond the glass towers and closed-door meetings, someone else grows richer every time you swipe your card, take a loan, or pay your taxes. Because there exists a system, a hidden mechanism built centuries ago, one that quietly transfers wealth upward, while the rest of us chase paper that loses value every year. Today, we expose the secret system that makes you poor while banks get rich. To understand how this system began, we have to go back to the 17th century. The year is 1694. England is broke after decades of war. The government can't pay its soldiers, its debts, or even the king's bills. So, a group of wealthy merchants approaches the crown with a deal. They'll lend the government gold, at interest, if they're allowed to create a private Bank of England. This new bank would print paper notes backed by nothing but trust, and the government would promise to accept them as money. And just like that, the first central bank was born. It didn't take long for other nations to copy the model. The logic was simple. Governments need money, banks print it, citizens pay the price through inflation and interest. But this wasn't just financial innovation. It was the birth of a hidden empire, one where debt, not gold, would rule the world. Fast forward to the early 1900s. The United States, like most of the world, is struggling with financial chaos. Panics, bank runs, and economic crashes are common. In 1913, a secret meeting is held on Jekyll Island, a private retreat off the coast of Georgia. The guests? Some of the richest bankers and politicians in the country. There, in total secrecy, they draft a plan to control America's money supply, without the public ever realizing it. That plan becomes law as the Federal Reserve Act. The Federal Reserve, the Fed, was sold as a safeguard for stability. But in reality, it gave private bankers the power to create money out of nothing and lend it to the government with interest. From that moment on, every dollar in circulation was born as debt. Let that sink in. The moment money enters the system, someone owes it. And the more money is created, the more debt exists. The system demands perpetual borrowing. Without new loans, the economy collapses. Without debt, money disappears. So, the machine keeps printing. And every cycle of boom and bust transfers more wealth, from the working class to those who own the credit lines. Zero until 1971. President Richard Nixon announced that the US dollar would no longer be convertible into gold. It was a quiet statement that changed everything. From that day, money was backed by nothing, except government promises and public trust. This was the dawn of the fiat currency era. It gave governments the ultimate power to print unlimited money, but it also cursed every citizen with the hidden tax of inflation. Think about it. In 1970, a single dollar could buy you a full meal. Today, it can barely buy a few bites. Meanwhile, who benefits when new money floods the economy? The answer? Those who receive it first. Banks, corporations, and financial institutions. They get the fresh dollars before prices rise. By the time that money trickles down to you, its value is already diluted. That's called the Cantillon effect, a quiet law of modern finance that ensures the rich always get richer first. Let's fast forward to today. Global debt is now over $300 trillion. That's more than 3 times the world's total GDP. How is that even possible? Because every time a bank issues a loan, it creates new money that didn't exist before. And when that money is repaid with interest, banks destroy the principal, but keep the profit. It's a one-way funnel. You can work your entire life, but the system is structured so your savings always lose value faster than you can earn them. The average person's debt rises, the value of their labor falls, and the more the central banks rescue the economy by printing more money, the richer the asset owners become. When markets crash, central banks step in to stimulate the economy. But who receives those trillions in stimulus? The same institutions that caused the crash in the first place. Meanwhile, ordinary people get short-term relief, but long-term inflation. This isn't a cycle, it's a loop, designed to extract value from the bottom up. Governments promise reforms, politicians blame each other, new currencies emerge, but every solution so far has only tightened the same structure. The 2008 financial crisis exposed the system's corruption. Banks gambled with public money, lost, and were bailed out using taxpayer funds. Then came quantitative easing, a fancy term for printing digital money. Trillions of dollars were created overnight, injected into the markets and called stimulus. But again, that wealth didn't reach ordinary people. It inflated stock prices, real estate, and corporate profits, creating the largest wealth gap in modern history. Today, the top 1% owns nearly half of all global assets. And while central banks talk about soft landings and economic stability, the truth is they can't stop printing, because if they do, the system collapses. If they don't, inflation devours the middle class. That's the trap, the paradox, the secret system that thrives on your struggle. Consider this. Since 1971, the US dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. In the last decade, global billionaires doubled their collective wealth. During the pandemic, the world printed more money in 2 years than in the previous 50. And yet, the average family is more indebted, more anxious, and more dependent than ever. Coincidence? Hardly. This is how the system was designed, to reward debt creation, not productivity, to protect assets, not labor, to keep the machine running, no matter who gets crushed beneath it. So, what can we learn from this? Takeaway number 1. Money is not wealth. It's a claim, a token inside a system of control. Real wealth is assets, skills, and independence. Takeaway number 2. Debt is the new slavery. Every loan, every credit card, every buy now, pay later offer is a chain with interest. Takeaway number 3. The system survives on ignorance. The less you understand about money, the easier it is to keep you running on the treadmill. But here's the truth. Every empire built on illusion eventually faces reality. And when that moment comes, when the system resets, it won't be the bankers who suffer first. It'll be the people who trusted them. So educate yourself. Study the history. Learn how money truly works. Because the ones who understand the system are the only ones who can escape it